It's the hump day of the week, and we know just what to do. Deliver to you a morning as amazing as can be. Oh my goodness.
If I didn't know you any better, I'd think that was something else you meant. But it's all good. Welcome. It's Women Wonder Wednesday. Wonder Women. Doesn't matter.
We told him to wear a dress. He refused to, and now he's being all dramatic about it.
Not to worry, my wig is on its way. In any case, we have the time, we have the camera, we have the content, and we have the drive. So hey, welcome. It's Wake Up Nigeria.
Indeed, we never get it wrong, and we are not about to start now. Give us the next 1 hour, 45 minutes, and watch us do magic.
Oh yes, indeed. We are in the business of magic creation anyway, and we love every single minute of it, preparing for it and delivering it to you. We are coming to you live at the TVC studios right here in Lagos.
We are pumped, yes, really pumped for the show. Why did you look at me like that?
Nothing, I like your energy today.
So yeah, the show we have for you this morning, it's unlike any other, okay? And so is the persons, or rather, so are the persons we have for you in the kitchen right now. They are glowing, you know, all the works.
Yes,
Good morning, ladies.
It's a hump day, yeah? It's a Wednesday, and we have Mazzino in the studio. We're like, so do we show him how we do things around here on Wednesday? Should we show him what's up?
Mazzino studies the Wednesday show.
Yeah?
Yeah, so I'm sure he knows. He has it all.
All right. We'll be lenient with you this morning, Mazzino. But it's great to be back.
So while the ladies were talking in the kitchen, this was what Mazzino was doing. Since we said we'll show him.
That is so
Maz,
manly.
seriously, you see, you're even still doing it.
No, this is a very manly pose.
Oh, manly pose, really? This is a manly pose. Not. Wow.
In any case, ladies and gentlemen, we serve the best things on this show, unfailingly every single day, every single morning, every single Wednesday, even when I'm on it. So welcome once again to Wake Up Nigeria. My name, of course, is Mazzino Peel.
And my name is Mary Bashwa Alimi. We're enjoying rubbing off Mazzino this morning. You can stream the show live at tvcentertainment.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect. Follow us on social media at TVC Connect.
Now, let's let you guys know what's coming up for a Wednesday. This is new to me, but I'll let you know. Relationship. Now we have Peace Igidi joining us to talk about respecting boundaries in relationships, peace in a family life, and transformation coach who helps people find their essence and happiness. Can't wait to have a conversation with her.
On DIY, we have hair and beauty consultant and CEO of Ewa Hair, Onyi Onorinde, joining us to give us tips on maintaining bone straight hair properly.
Oh,
Spend all that money, you need to know how to maintain it.
Our first performance is from Mary's Matt, a singer-songwriter who started singing and writing from a tender age and will be joining us today for a live performance later on the show.
Fast, spontaneous, and highly endowed rising artist Otasowe Osaze Victor, credibly known as Team Diallo, will be here to give us our second performance of the day.
Now, right after that, we get up close and personal with AFRIF and AMVCA award winner CJ Obasi. Now, he cites comics and character development as favorite pastimes, which he learned to make money from at the young age. Well, we can't wait to have a conversation with him and know exactly how he's come so far. Well, welcome, Winfred.
Thank you. This is actually a very weird combination of personalities.
Would you like me to be more effeminate for you?
No, please don't. Stop it.
Why?
You're blessed amongst women.
Don't worry. Yeah, like I always say.
Yeah.
And I'm also embracing, you know, feminism.
Yeah.
So it's nothing. I'm very confident with my sexuality, so it's all right. It's okay.
He did not say feminism, he said feminism. So he tries to let you know that that's not, he has his own definition.
Yeah. Anyhow, so what happens here on Wednesdays? What do you guys get to gossip about?
We don't gossip. Why would you assume
I
that
stereotyped
it's about
you guys
gossip?
there, yeah?
Really?
My
Yes,
apologies.
you did.
Guys gossip more than ladies. Like,
Exactly.
it's appalling that you guys always say ladies gather to gossip.
Let me take this time to advertise our show, The Black Table, every Friday night, where you can get to see guys gossip a lot. 11 p.m. We're not ashamed.
You see yourself. But you people will say women gossip. Really?
No, it's a fun pastime for most people, and I don't see anything wrong with it as long as the information that you're passing is accurate.
Yeah, sure.
So it's all right to actually exchange. It's a good interpersonal way of, bonding.
There is quite a
Talking about
battle
other
with
people.
this issue of fake
Facts.
news. It's been a battle all over the world, especially because everybody just seems to have a cell phone and seems to be a reporter or journalist right now. You're a journalist in your house, whereas you woke up at probably 11 a.m., saw it on your phone and
Yeah,
just
reversed
assumed it was
it.
true.
Broadcast
Very
it.
And then,
Your mention of journalists online also brings me to something we saw trending online.
Yeah.
About AFCON demanding that skit makers, influencers get approval before posting any advert material.
I think we get to talk about that inside of our What's Up
Coffee
About,
gist,
because
yeah.
it's actually, there's a lot to unpack on that one.
Yeah.
I have had concerns for a while, so I'm looking forward to having that conversation with you.
Okay.
So it's cliches, anecdotes, and so many other things will be raining down on you.
Oh, yeah. That's why we all
The
waited.
weather coming your way.
Time for the news update on Wake Up Nigeria. I am Mary Bashwa Alimi. We begin from Kaduna State, where the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, APC, Bola Tinubu, has promised to eliminate kidnappers and other troublemakers terrorizing the state in northwest Nigeria. Tinubu, who gave the assurance during the APC Northwest presidential campaign rally held in Kaduna on Tuesday, told the crowd of APC supporters that he will bring an end to the security challenges in the state. TVC correspondent Lupa Assam reports.
Hundreds of support groups and thousands of supporters of the APC converged on Ahmadu Bello Stadium in Kaduna for the flag-off of the party's presidential campaign in the Northwest. And on the eve of this event, the presidential candidate of the party, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, together with his entourage, visited Birnin Gwari to sympathize with the emir and his people who have been in the direct line of fire by terrorists. And there he donated 50 million naira to the families of the victims. His arrival at the Ahmadu Bello Stadium on Tuesday signaled the beginning of the presidential campaign in Kaduna. And together with his entourage, Asiwaju Tinubu immediately went round the arena, waving at the mammoth crowd. Also at the campaign rally was his running mate, Senator Kashim Shettima, as well as the governors of Kano, Kebbi, Jigawa, Plateau and Borno states, with party members from their various states. And while addressing the crowd, Bola Tinubu assured them of his commitment to create jobs for the youths, improve agriculture, and bring socio-economic developments if voted into power. The region has been the most hit by terrorists in recent times, and Bola Tinubu promises to effectively tackle those troubling the region when elected president.
All those troublemakers, violent kidnappers, killers, all troublemakers of Kaduna, I assure you, we will eliminate them. El-Rufai has done a good job. Go around Kaduna, you see how organized, how clean, and he has moved the internally generated revenue up.
The host governor, Nasir El-Rufai, is pleased with the overwhelming support shown to Asiwaju, and is also convinced that the party will emerge victorious in the zone because of its numerical strength.
What you have seen here, we are satisfied. Northwest has done well, Kaduna has done well. We've set a new standard. And I'm very grateful to all of you.
Several Northerners have voiced their appreciation of Bola Tinubu for the support which they say he has given to the North since 2007. And they strongly believe it's time to pay him back for this good by supporting his ambition to improve the fortunes of this nation come 2023. Lupe Assam, TVC News, Kaduna.
Moving on, a major breakthrough has been announced by U.S. scientists in the race to recreate nuclear fusion. Physicists have pursued the technology for decades as it promises a potential source of near-limitless clean energy. On Tuesday, researchers confirmed that they have overcome a major barrier, producing more energy from a fusion experiment that was put in. But experts say there is still some way to go before fusion powers homes. The experiment took place at the National Ignition Facility at the Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory in California. Nuclear fusion is described as the holy grail of energy production. It is the process that powers the sun and other stars. And that's it on the news updates for this hour on Wake Up Nigeria. There's so much more to come. Just stay with us.
Friday then, welcome. It's time for the papers for Wednesday. Let's let the ladies know how it's done. Welcome. Now, today, what is it? It's the 14th of December. Let's start from the Punch newspaper as you pick a copy. Front page, this is what you will see. 2023 INEC vows prosecution of voters' card buyers and sellers. Commission insists on BVAS to combat PVC fraud. Police working with INEC to track reggers from the force headquarters. At the top of the Punch newspaper for this morning, mass rallies on LG on autonomy to hold on Tuesday. And, of course, My Life in Danger, Executive Speaker petitions IG. Nigeria leads in yam production exports, and that's from the FG. Very interesting. I didn't know we exported that. At the bottom of the Punch newspaper, Senate postpones hearing on cash withdrawal limits and fake soldiers in court for terrorizing Lagos communities. Majestic Mercy secures Argentina World Cup final spot. Let's move on now to our next daily for this morning. We're moving on to the Nation newspaper. Front and center for the Nation newspaper, this headline meets you. Banks get marching order to sell off Disco's shares. Government explains sack of core investors, targets 22,000 megawatts. At the top of the Nation, with IU in office, no deal with Atiku, says Wike. How to end petrol crisis by reps, find that one on page 7. Agencies urged to partner. And Oyetola, I didn't hire 12,000 workers in Osun. 14 persons, 22 cows die in road crash. And finally, at the bottom of the Nation newspaper, Tinubu promises to end banditry terrorism in the Northwest. Find that exciting read on page 4. Let's move now to the Guardian newspaper for a Wednesday. And this headline here, 2023, you'll be disappointed. INEC forewarns PVC buying politicians, cautions supporters against baseless conspiracy theories, insists polls will be one genuine vote, one vote. No PVC, no voting. Rigging will be impossible in 2023 general election, says the AIG, and Committee on Election Security assures of credible polls in Kano. At the top of the Guardian, these headlines here. Why core investors, management of Discos were sacked by FG, and youth fear job loss, protest planned closure of Chevron logistics base in Onne. And PDP apologizes to international community over Tinubu's Chatham House outing, and no political axe to grind with Atiku, says Wike. And that will be all for our papers this morning. If you find a topic you'd like to talk about, please leave a comment using the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. Would love to respond.
Their nails, they're gorgeous. They've got reds and runway. You're such a show off. Okay.
I was going to say, really, congratulations on an amazing event. That was so fabulous.
It was amazing. I'm still waiting for my check.
Wow.
Did I not bring my bike?
Wow.
Okay.
So,
Supposed to pay me.
We're coming.
All right, ladies, what are we talking
said
about?
there's no familial support, Abby.
Mary, just mute on that.
Whoa!
Moving on.
So who took me free out of here and brought MM? What happened?
Mary didn't come for the show, that's why.
All right.
I thought we had
Sorted this out.
So now you are evil, Nabi.
No, I'm not.
Now it's me that is vexing. Okay, before everyone wonders what's going on, let's talk about what we want to talk about. Okay, so there's something trending.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so now, right, the Advertising Practitioners Council of Nigeria has actually is saying they want to mandate skit makers, right, bloggers, influencers, and all social media people that post stuffs for advertising purposes to actually now get permission and permits before they do their skits that have to do with any advertising whatsoever. So, yeah.
I was actually concerned about this at one point. This was, I think, 2 years ago, because in the end, the advertisers were taking away a lot of the content and material from actual agencies.
Agencies, very true.
And giving it to people that just have a lot of followership. And I say, you know, once you have a lot of followership, you're considered an influencer in many cases. Even if you've never had any kind of training, you just find some cameraman who follows you around and creates a skit, and then you add a brand name in there, and then suddenly you're advertising for them.
Yeah.
What exactly constitutes an advert needs to be broken down, but first of all.
So advertising has to do with creating awareness.
Yes.
Basically, that's like the basic of it. So when they reach these brands, it's because they believe, okay, if they post it, their followers will definitely see it. Even if they do not engage in it, they will definitely see the post. So creating awareness is the primary factor of advertising. So the only reason I'll put my money in adverts is because I want to create awareness for my product. Now, that doesn't necessarily convert to sales. It's just that people know about the existence of your products.
Yeah. So it's visibility as opposed to making more on the bottom line, like making more money.
So here's the thing. First off, regarding being an influencer.
Yeah.
Anybody who has access to a sizable amount of eyeballs or people who follow you, you must be subject to regulation.
Yeah.
Because whether you like it or not, whether for advertising purpose or for political purposes, you can use that
Yes,
mass of
very
people
true.
for whatever you want.
Wrongly,
You can influence them anyhow you want. So regulation is very, very key. Regarding advertising now, advertising has changed in the past couple of years where traditional media is just an alternative.
Yes.
The fact is people are now looking for more specific, more streamlined audiences to advertise
Is
their product.
traditional media an alternative?
Now, get what I'm saying. It's now becoming the
Alternative. It used to be the main.
It used to be the main thing.
but
Now
now-
becoming, because for social media, you have specific targets. If you follow Brother Shaggy, you like the way the guy they talk and everything.
Yeah.
And those are the kind of people that will follow, the people who like that kind of material.
Yeah.
And if you haven't, maybe you want to advertise body spray for area boys now.
Yeah.
That's where you're going to go.
Oh, wow.
Well, you know,
That's where you're going to go.
that creates a problem.
But it's the specificity of it that makes
The
it
target.
the targetness
Yeah.
of it that makes it very unique. Like you said, it was a concern for you. Where I started getting concerned was where advertising of medical, drugs and stuff,
Yes.
like, male enhancement thing, this and that, without recourse to whether it works, it doesn't work, all the claims that they
Whether
claim
it's
in.
approved, whether
That
they
is-
have
and it's
all
scary.
the
That is
necessary
where
factors.
regulation
But now
is
I'll
needed.
come at it from the angle of streamlining or sieving out. I mean, now anybody, you're talking about someone even getting the cameraman. People, anybody with a phone now
With a
can
phone.
literally do anything, right? So I'm talking about how much it has, right, how much good it has done in creating jobs now.
Yeah,
to
true.
be honest, right? And of course, the truth is, when I'm thinking about it, the world we live in now is internet driven, right? So it's understandable why numbers, I will always say numbers is what people are actually after now. So it's understandable why this brand, instead of going through the rigor of going through an agency with all the whole drama that comes with that and procedures and all that, they might decide to just pay this one. So now, my concern now is how much can we actually regulate it now? We're talking about Nigeria.
So-
how can they actually say, okay, enforce it? More of like how?
It's just like you said about going through an agency. So very soon, for adverts to be placed on the social media
influencers,
platforms,
yes.
it will probably have to now go through agencies. Or if it's not going through agencies,
It's not that easy.
No, but even when you don't go through an agency to put an
Mary,
advert up,
real quick.
you still have to pay or sort out,
Real quick.
get it regulated by AFCON.
Mary, real quick. These guys operate remotely.
Yeah.
They don't have an office.
They don't have-
They move around. Now you're going to enforce it. That's
You
something
can,
they should
actually.
consider. What they should
Exactly.
do
You
is
can.
you need
Maybe
to get
online.
inside the algorithm.
Yes, exactly.
The
So
way
that
the
is
Asians, the way China does it.
that's the way
The only
they'll
way
do
is to
it.
have a sit down with these apps and say, this is what we want to achieve.
Yes,
How can
before
you
you're
help
able
us?
to
Yeah.
do that. But the thing,
Yeah.
even the apps now even help people because there's a creator's account.
So that
Do you
makes
understand?
it even easier. You know what?
It makes it
this is a conversation that I'm sure
easier.
will go on.
We can't
and on
exhaust
and
it.
on. I'm sure
No,
you
we
have your
can't.
opinion as well. So you can reach us at TVC Connect on social media, #Wake Up Nigeria on TVC.
Yeah.
We'll take a break now.
I want to do something. I want to do something.
What? You know, Sheba boy. Let's take this break a bit.
Welcome back. You are now in the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen, and of course, we're making breakfast here for you today. And with me is Chef Lucky, also known as Cousin Chef. How are you doing, sir?
Fine, good morning.
This is your first time at Wake Up Nigeria. How do you feel about that?
Feel so happy.
Yeah, we're happy to have you here as well.
Thank
So
you
now,
so
tell
much.
me, what exactly are we making today?
We are making chicken rice.
Okay.
Yeah, then we have the rice here.
Okay.
Then the salt. Then we have the Italian seasoning. Then we have the basil, white pepper, curry, carrots, onion, green pepper, beef, chicken. This buffalo sauce.
Buffalo
and
sauce.
Vegetable.
And vegetable oil. Okay, now, so chicken rice, just simply chicken rice,
Yeah.
right? And what type of rice is this? This doesn't look like what type of rice is this?
This basmati rice, dried basmati
Oh, this is
rice.
because I noticed it looks a bit drier. So this is dry basmati rice. And of course, where is this dish actually from?
This dish is my homemade dish.
It's your homemade dish, okay?
I call it
'Cause
the street chef.
Okay, no. So now we're talking about dried basmati rice. How do we come about that?
Because since it's my homemade food, I
Yeah.
decided to use the dried basmati rice because I don't want my rice to look, I want it to be very attractive after cooking.
Yes, we don't want it soggy, right? So this takes longer to cook than normal basmati rice?
No.
No,
This
it
takes
doesn't.
longer to cook than normal basmati rice.
Oh, okay, so we can leave it on fire for longer. So now we have our beef and our chicken here. So we're using both of them.
Yes.
So now run me through the process of making this dish.
Okay, the first thing we're going to do,
Yes.
we're going to maize the beef.
Okay.
Then the chicken, we're going to flat it. Then parboil the rice. Then after that, I'm going to make this as if I'm making a meat pie sauce,
Okay.
which I'm going to run through the rice later. While we flat the chicken, cook it. Then after that, run it through the rice. Then add other ingredients to it.
Okay, and when you say fillet chicken, what exactly do you mean?
It means you have to remove the bone and the flesh from the
Oh,
chicken.
so we're separating it, we're removing the bones and all of that, and then we're using just the flesh to make it.
Yes.
And we're mixing the beef
And the
with
chicken.
and the chicken. So
Yes.
where the vegetables, where are they coming?
For presentation.
So presentation, so for at the end of the dish. And so now what flavor does buffalo sauce, what exactly does that do to our dish today?
Add this Italian traditional taste to the
Taste
food.
to it. Okay, so now simple chicken rice is definitely coming to life. And of course, the ingredients, I like it because it actually seems very easy and straightforward. I mean,
Very, very
it doesn't take time. Give or take, how many minutes?
At most 35 minutes.
All right, let's talk a little bit about you. So now, when did you start cooking and why did you start cooking?
I've been cooking for a very long time. I actually started like when I was very small in primary school with my mom. And like 5 years ago, I decided to go into it myself
Okay.
as a professional chef. So after that, I started working as a chef.
Yeah.
And today, I'm on my own, running my own thing.
Oh, how's that going for you? How's that been?
It has not been easy because I'm from the street, and I decided to start up something they call the street chef.
Oh, street chef, okay.
Yes, today I'm having a restaurant, a little restaurant, where people come to make order for food
Yeah.
and have a good taste of food and healthy food also.
Healthy food as well.
Yes.
All right, so we've seen growth and progress since you started. Don't worry, that restaurant will soon blow. It will soon be global. Okay, so now let's get back to cooking our chicken rice. Now, what exactly we have to do first now?
The first thing we have to do is we have to put the rice on fire.
On fire?
Because of time.
Okay, because of time. So that starts going. Okay, so let's have that in the pot right about now. And of course, I'm sure we have to slice our onions at some point. Okay. And just in case you're joining us, we're making chicken rice. And of course, the ingredients we need for that are our oil, vegetable oil, of course. We have our rice, which is actually going to the fire soon. And our chef is hard at work there. Well done, chef. And of course, we have our salt, our Italian seasoning, our curry, white pepper, and I think that's some crushed thyme. I'm not sure. And of course, we have our chicken and our beef as well. We have green peppers, we have carrots, we have our onions, and we have our buffalo sauce. See, I did great all by myself. Okay, so chef is right there, and of course, we have so much more happening on Wake Up Nigeria, one of which is Mazino on the couch, ready for a very interesting conversation.
Yes, I was looking forward to this segment, actually. On relationship today, we have Peace Igede. She's joining us to talk about a very interesting topic here when it comes to relationship, and I'm going to learn so much from this. Respecting boundaries in relationship, which also includes marriages or, you know, pre-marriage and all of that. Peace in a family life and also transformation. Coach here, and we have her. Igede, what's your name, Igede? Where's that from?
Delta State.
Delta State, and it means what?
It means the sound of music.
Sound of music.
Fame, fame.
But
So
I
when
know-
you hear Giddy, you're hearing fame.
I know of an instrument that's called the Igede, and it makes that sound, sort
Yes,
of. So
yes.
But let's get to the topic today. We're talking about boundaries inside a relationship to try and
Yes.
create happy family life. What kind of boundaries, and are boundaries necessary inside a relationship? I mean,
Yes,
if we are in a
boundaries-
relationship, we're expected to be, you know, bare, aren't we?
Okay, so when you say bare, there's no system that does not have a structure. So relationship is meant to have a structure. So you can't just be bare in a relationship because when you're bare, assumption just runs the system. So you need to be in a structured relationship in order for you to build a healthy relationship. So boundary is extremely important. And boundaries are simply imaginary lines that help to define the relationship you're having with your partner.
Okay, so that's interesting. So you're saying that even inside of a marriage,
Yes.
boundaries are necessary.
Yes,
You
boundaries are
really
very
need to
necessary.
explain that to us because especially inside of marriage, people say the more open you are with your partner, the better the relationship.
Okay, so boundary does not mean that you're not open. That you're setting boundaries in your relationship does not mean you're not open. It simply means that you need your own me time, your own space. And it doesn't only come when you're having misunderstandings. There are some people that are used to themselves.
Okay.
They love being around themselves and they love spending time to do their own thing. So it doesn't mean that you're keeping malice or there's an issue. No.
Okay.
You just love, it's just understanding. Once there's understanding between the people involved in the relationship, then you're able to understand the essence of boundary in the relationship you share. And I will say it boldly here, boundary is extremely important in marital relationship, just like a normal relationship.
Now, these boundaries, what exactly, can you give us like a true-to-life type example of the kind of boundary we're talking about?
Okay, so for example, practically, if I'm the kind of person that love going out, right? Or my partner is an introvert. My partner does not like going out, be it the male or the female. And I like hanging out. I have friends I hang out with. First, there has to be trust. Okay, I'm going to hang out with these people because that's who I am. Before you married me, I've always been this person. So I need that me time to spend time with my friends. I'm inviting you to join us, but if you're not joining, it's fine. That's who I am. Do you understand? And then, because you are an introvert, you don't like going out, it's not right if I try to force that habit on you.
Okay.
You don't go out, you're so into yourself and all of that. It's a gradual process. If I don't want to go out, allow me. That's me setting my boundaries, making it clear to you that this is who I am, and these are the kind of things I like to do. And then in the area of external influence in your relationship. So both of you can actually set boundaries against external influences, aside from you setting boundaries between each other. Now, these boundaries that is between you and your partner has to be healthy, not malicious. It has to be very healthy. Then against external influences, e.g., friends that are not, that are toxic, they're not adding value to your relationship. If you're married, relatives that are toxic to your relationship, they exist. We know that. But sentiments don't allow us set these healthy boundaries to protect us from this toxicity. Instead, we rather absorb it and live with it. But if you're able to understand the essence of boundary, it's quite wild, both within the relationship and outside the relationship, to protect the four walls of your relationship, then you're able to build a very healthy relationship with your partner.
So I see the worth of what you're talking about here, and it's just glaring. However, I also see factors that are working against it. And one that stares me in the face is tradition, custom, where you have that custom that says that, as married couples, that this has to be the way it is, or the ideas that, how can we then, what do we do in this case where it's already established as custom, but to save the marriage or the relationship, we have to adopt these measures you're talking about. Where do we start from at this point?
Okay, so all cultures are man-made, right? Culture is man-made, tradition is man-made. So you can come up with your own family culture. You can come up with your own family tradition that is suitable for the relationship you're building with your partner. It's not written anywhere that you have to follow the already existing culture. You can come up with your own culture that suits you. And that is where communication, and working together comes in. So you're in a relationship, you know that where you're coming from. It's not done. You have to tie wrapper to that event. Where you're coming from, right? It's not done, it's never heard.
If you're single, it sounds like it's a problem. Don't let my mother see you in so clothes and all that kind of thing.
Yes, so if you're able to establish that boundary, let your partner understand that, okay, this is what I want. And then it's left for you now to extend the boundary to your extended family members. It's what my partner wants, and I'm fine with it. At the end of the day, it's your relationship. It's not their relationship. So it's what you want in your relationship that works for you.
Oh, wow. Now, that is very, very interesting. So, let's say a 10-year relationship, whether married or unmarried, and we are about to start with these suggestions that you have given. What are the other little nuances that we need to take care of first? Because nothing ever goes cold turkey. You don't go from this to that all of a sudden. You have to set things in place. What must I set in place, say, if this was me I'm talking about, to be able to engage these factors, these things you're talking about here?
Okay, you must make sure you have values that work between you and your partner. Okay, so you're coming together to start a fresh family, as the case may be. You must have values that work, real values that work, and then you must build family boundaries that will help keep you together, and also let there be understanding. Trust is extremely important.
There's trust, there's understanding.
And then the values.
And the values.
The values that build the family. So the values is the structure of the family. That you're starting.
Trust, understanding, and structure. That's a very nice way to round it up and put it in a ribbon. Well, thank you very much, Peace. It's always so exciting to actually hear you talk about this, and I'm hoping that you come back again so we can have more. I'm hoping that out there you've learned something and that you're going to put it to practice inside of your small unit as a family and extend it to other people. Let there be understanding, peace, and then form that structure. Remember, boundaries are very necessary, no matter how long you've been married for or what customs you come from. Do stay tuned. There's more inside of Wake Up Nigeria.
Hello and welcome back. Now, yes, the season for all the Owambe's parties and grooves are coming up. And of course, the ladies are trying to prepare their looks. On DIY this morning, we have once again with us Oyin Onoride. She is the CEO of Ewa Hair and Beauty. And today she's going to be giving us some insight into how to maintain that luscious, bone-straight hair. It's a lot of work and it's a lot of money to buy it. So let's hear from her. It's great to have you back.
Hi, Titi.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. And of course, Victoria is here with us as well. I'm seeing this very luscious, luxurious, bone-straight hair. Yes, this is the one that your husband should buy for you. You know the one I'm talking about. Yeah, ladies, you know. And I'm brushing it, and it's just going straight through my brush like this. And it's not giving me any potholes or speed bumps. How do I make sure my hair stays this smooth and doesn't give me tangles all the time?
All right. So first of all, we're going to be talking about, the components of the bone straight hair.
Okay.
So we have the bone straight hair right here. And then I think I feel like we need to, discuss some of the features of the bone straight.
Right.
So now, first of all, the bone straight cannot be restyled. So when I say restyled, I mean it cannot be curled because it's being structured in a straight way. So if you try to, curl the bone straight hair, then it's going to affect the corticals of the hair, and then at the end of the day, the hair can tangle.
Okay.
And then another thing is the bone straight hair cannot be colored. Yeah, it can be colored, so it's just going to remain this way. So if you're looking at a colored bone straight, then you need to get the one that is already been factory colored.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
So
you can't just dye it yourself, get hair dye, or take it to a salon and tell them to dye it for you. It's not going to work out.
No, it's not. It's not going to work out. The only thing you can do is if you want something colored, you just get a regular straight hair. So that's it.
But it wouldn't be bone straight.
No, it's not going to be bone straight.
Okay, fantastic.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about how we can maintain the bone straight hair. First of all, you need to brush gently and properly. So if you're brushing your hair, you start from the tip. So
Okay.
you start from the tip and then you go all the way to the.
So you don't start from the top.
No, you don't start from the top.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Start from the edge.
yes, because it could tangle that way. So if you're brushing and the hair is a bit, the bone straight hair flies a lot, and due to the hair and everything, so there's tendency that it can get tangled. So you brush from the tip, you ensure that, it's been well brushed, and then you go all the way up and brush all through.
So everyone wants their hair to look, really healthy.
Right.
And we've often been told that moisturizer,
Right.
having the right kind of products is important for our hair to always look healthy.
Right.
So what sort of products should or shouldn't I use for bone straight hair?
Well, for the bone straight, you can't just use any kind of product. So now you need to use something very mild for the bone straight. You need to use like an organic shampoo and a conditioner, so that will work well for, the bone straight hair. And then another thing is you should avoid excess heat. So if you wash, of course, the hair can get dirty. So if you wash your hair, you don't have to put it under like a dryer or something. Allow it to dry naturally. You could just, hang it somewhere in the sun or somewhere, that is exposed, and then let it get dry by itself naturally.
Okay.
So in that way, you're not adding excess heat to the hair.
So no hair dryers,
Right.
no hand dryers, no flat tongues to dry it?
Well, once it's properly dry, you could flat tongue the hair. That's fine. You could do that. But I'm talking about the blow dryer to dry the hair.
Okay.
So that would, add more heat to the hair. So you can allow it to dry naturally.
So
It's best
essentially,
for the
if
hair.
you put too much heat on a bone straight hair, what happens?
Well, it's going to take off the keratin from the hair.
Okay.
So once you lose, because the bone straight, I think I mentioned it earlier in one of my interview, I said the bone straight hair is the components of it, they had herbal ingredients into the bone straight to enable it to remain that, straight. So if you're adding, too much excess heat to it, then you're taking off the keratin, because the human hair is, has natural protein, keratin on the hair. So if you're adding too much excess heat, then you're taking off the keratin away from the hair. And in that way, your bone straight is not going to last long again.
Okay. All right. So I have to go a little further back to the washing of the hair.
Right.
So the men never like it when the hair starts to smell one kind of way.
Right.
So we ladies, we have some strategies for making sure that the hair stays clean.
Right.
But how do you wash it by yourself? Now, a lot of people just send it to professionals because they can't be bothered. But how can I wash it by myself? I've spent all this money on this hair already.
Right.
I don't want to be spending going to the salon
Right.
to wash it. So what do I do?
Okay, so what you do basically is you get your shampoo. Like I said, you need to use something organic for your hair. So you get your shampoo, you take it to the sink, and then you rub off the shampoo on your hair, and then you moisturize on it, and then you don't need to wash like a
So you don't scrub it?
Yes, you don't scrub like you're scrubbing your clothes.
Okay.
So you just need to, rub off on it and take it from up and take it down, and then you rinse off naturally that way.
All right,
that's
so
best.
what the visual I'm seeing here is it's soapy water already, or I'm putting soap directly onto the hair. What do you think?
Soap directly onto the hair is fine.
Okay,
right.
fantastic.
And if you have a soapy water, that is also fine.
All right.
Yeah. So
what is it? Hot water, room temperature water?
well, I would advise that if you have a colored bone straight, then you use cold water.
Cold water.
Yes. So in that way, the colors of the hair are still intact, and then in that process, you don't wash off the colors of the hair. So if you have a dark natural color for the bone straight.
Cool. No.
Right.
So I wish we could continue that, but with that note, making sure you use room temperature water or cold water, we are sure that we won't be rinsing off any of the color from the hair. That is the notes that I would like you to hold on to as you're making your comments and asking your questions online. Use our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TBC.
Right.
Thank you so much, Victoria. You've been a very great model today. And thank you, of course, Oyin Onoride, Ewa Hair and Beauty. A lot of insights there. We have quite a bit still coming your way right here on Wake Up Nigeria. Stay with us.
Well, hello again and welcome back. It is the second hour, although it's only just 45 minutes, but you are welcome. Great morning of sweetness coming your way for a second time. And of course, you couldn't ask for anything better but Wake Up Nigeria to deliver that punch you need for a Hump of the Week Wednesday.
Yeah, so you decided to recreate your own thing.
Yeah. Every single time you just have to be cool.
Of course. Just try to be cool.
That was a good one, actually.
That was a good one, actually. Now, with all that and more, we bring you shades of lovely programming infused with edutainment and lots of positivity, which is something we all need right now. Plenty of positivity.
Yes, indeed. Positivity is like our kind words are, all mixed with honey and everything. Sweet to the spirit, healthy for your body, good for your skin, actually. Did you know that having a car is part of good skincare?
We are not just about words. We step out prepared, ready to serve you quality breakfast content. Fit for royalty, Legady's Benzono.
That was good, on the spot. In any case, speaking of quality breakfast, getting it ready for us this morning inside of the kitchen is our chef and, of course, our lady from Avatar. Hey, Taelu, how's it going? There you go.
It's going great.
Very long.
You guys seem to be excited about
Don't
this
let
here.
that enter our food.
Anyways, I'm still here with Chef Kazim, and we're actually putting together our chicken rice together. Very simple recipe, nothing complicated. As you can see, this guy is a pro chopper, right? I can only imagine. I mean, okay, so what's happening here, Chef? So focus. Okay, so he wants to take the beef right now. But then, of course, we're coming back to the kitchen. So let me pass it over back to Mazino and Mary. Take it away.
That chicken, like, as in, that chicken. Well, as long as there are good times to be had, we are the drivers, Legacy Benz or not. And we always encourage you to you never hear the end of it. We always encourage you to experience us as a family. My name is Mary Bashir Adimi.
And of course, my name is Mazino. If you want to stream the show live at tvcentertainment.tv and on Facebook as well at TVC Connect, you can also watch us live on GOTV channel 27. Did you know? Also in UHF band 49.
Yeah.
Download the app as well, both on Android and iOS. It's free.
Now, Mary's Mats has performed for us, and we have another performance. We're going to be having Teams Diallo perform for us. We're keeping our fingers crossed for that one.
And right after Tim's, we get up close and personal with AFRIF and AMVCA award winner CJ Obasi. He cites comics and also character development as favorite pastimes, which he learned to make money from at a very young age. And now he joins us to tell us about his latest works and also getting selected by Sundance Film Festival for his latest work, Mami Water. That's gonna be fun.
Okay, you know it's Christmas. Okay. Go ahead.
Reflex. I was just going to say about Obasi here. Apparently, they're the first actual African indigenous film to be in Sundance as a film festival. So that's a big deal.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Okay, so I was actually going to talk about Christmas and how people are coming up with all sorts as always. There was this post we saw where a guy said he's looking for hire a spouse, if you know what I mean.
Rent a spouse.
Rent a spouse.
Rent a
yeah, so from December 25 to the 5th of January, and he will be paying 80,000. But what actually caught our eye
Wait,
was...
is it per day?
I don't understand.
Well, 80,000 is not enough.
In this economy.
How? For that
You're
whole
going
week?
with him, you're going to be spending time in a very luxurious hotel. You're
Which
having fun.
luxurious hotel?
Eating
You are
in
staying in
the
your family house.
village,
They say your wife in village.
Have you seen the houses in the village?
Which house is in the
They're
village?
bigger than the flats you
So
live
what
in.
if his house happens to be one of the huts that they are still blowing?
It's still an experience.
For
People
fire.
pay for outside the country.
You guys understand, 80,000
yeah.
naira to you it may be small. You have no
As in,
idea. what people go
80,000 is not small.
It's
Do you know
not small. Are you
80,000 do?
joking?
It will buy you a bag of rice,
Yeah,
buy
I'm
you
sure
quarter
it-
carton of
jiggers.
chicken,
Uh-huh.
or half, buy you
And
the
the
seasoning,
tomato go
the tomatoes,
Onions.
the
That's what we're
pepper.
talking about.
By the time you have the 80,000 down, Christmas has... Mazino wants to give somebody 80,000. Maybe that's why he's talking like that.
Send your number to my DM.
You know what? Our producer
People are
is in
flooding
his
my
DM, so
DM.
it seems like you are too late already. But you know what caught our eye was somebody's response saying, if you raise it to 100,000, I'll bring a child that looks like you.
Oh, wow.
That's the one that caught our
So you can see that people are actually very interested. 20,000 for a kid,
Yeah.
that's okay.
But it does go to this issue of pressure during the holidays.
Yes.
Pressure to take home someone, especially if parents and family have been on your case about bringing home a wife. And there are a lot of people that actually dread the holidays
Yes.
just because they have to face those challenges, all that judgment. And I'm going to use the word judgment here because in the end, you come home. Demands.
Judgments, the ones that
I-
they demand,
listen,
financial
It's
and
easy
otherwise.
to fix.
Crazy
When those
sometimes.
uncles and aunties keep poking you and say,
Yeah.
when are you going to get married?
Don't
When are
say
you
it.
married?"
Don't say it.
Listen,
are you
all you
going
need
to
to
die?
ask them is, when are you going to die? When are you
I've seen that one before, and it's cringe-worthy.
Welcome back to the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen. We're making our chicken rice with Chef Kazin. So where are we now, Chef?
Now we're about to make the rice. Now I'm sauteing my beef
Okay.
for my presentation. Then I'm coming back to my
So what is that? That is oil, right?
this almond oil.
Amor.
Almond oil.
What does that do?
It adds flavor to the taste of the beef.
Okay. Is it an Asian thing as well?
Yes, Italian oil.
Okay.
So I'm mincing my beef.
Okay. So you were talking about how we could use the machine to do this if we actually had.
This manual.
Okay, this is manual work.
If
So
you
if
have
you had the chopper,
just pour
just
it
pour it
into the
inside
chopper.
to grind it.
Then we blend
right?
it.
Okay. So now what will we do with this beef when we're done?
I'm going to use, I'll pass it through the rice.
Okay, pass it through the rice. Like just stir it. When you say pass it through, how do you mean? Just
Mix
stir,
everything
mix it together with the rice.
Yeah.
So now that is our dried basmati rice, right? And it's already, is it properly cooked or just parboiled?
Properly cooked.
Properly cooked. Yeah. Are we putting it back on fire at any point?
Yes.
Okay, we will so we'll add all of this together. I really love to see what
we're ready to go.
ends up looking like. Okay, right, so what are we doing? We're adding what oil is that?
This vegetable oil.
Normal vegetable oil. Okay. All right. And then in the pan, what goes in next?
It's the onion. I like to get hot.
Okay, let's get hot a bit. And then it goes in. Okay, so now our beef
It's ready.
is ready, right? Okay. In case you're just joining us, we're making chicken rice, right? Very, 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 very simple and easy, straightforward recipe with Chef Kazim right here. Chef, I think you want to use this. Oh, we don't? Okay, yes.
Okay, let's
And
go. The onion.
so I think it was hot enough, right?
Yes.
All right, great. And then we stir. Stir, stir, stir. You're not using any garlic and ginger or anything. Just this.
Because we have all that in this buffalo
Okay,
sauce.
in the buffalo sauce. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Okay. So what goes in after that? Oh, the buffalo sauce. All right. So that serves as some paste.
Yeah.
Just as if we were making
Traditional paste.
exactly the traditional paste. So instead of using the normal tin tomato
puree.
puree
Yeah,
that we're used to, we could use this buffalo sauce. So it has more flavor,
Yeah.
right?
Food.
Yeah.
The
So
chicken.
to give us, our chicken goes in next. I think for cooking generally, it's the same process, right? It's more or less the same process. It's just the ingredients that change.
The ingredients are different. Then
Yes.
the process are almost the same thing.
The process is mostly the same. Parboil your rice, fry your other ingredients, mix everything together, Abby, and we're good to go. That works.
And this is my stock.
So that's the stock from the chicken and the beef, right?
Yeah.
That we boiled. Of course, we had some seasoning in there as well. So yeah, I mean,
We'll
looking
add
good.
our rice.
We add our rice to it. Ooh. Okay. And we toss. So you went to a culinary school, obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously. And what was that like? How long did it take you?
It was a 1 year course.
1 whole year.
It was not easy though.
Tell me what was the most challenging bit of it?
Because I have to trek all the way from my house to the school. Because I was not having enough with me.
Yes, yeah. Okay.
Then you have to study all day, both
Have to
theory
study.
and practical.
And practical.
Because once you finish the
Amazing.
exam, they won't graduate you.
So what are the cost? What was the expense for like a proper culinary school? What is it? What was it like? What did it cost for you?
Then was about 800,000.
Are you serious? What year was that?
That was about, let me say, 8 years ago.
8 years ago, 800,000. So how much do you think it would be now?
Now people
Like
take
3 million.
2.5, 3 million.
2.5. Is it worth it though?
A lot.
It's worth it. So you
Yes.
can say it's actually worth it.
Yes,
So they do
yes.
local and international dishes.
Exactly.
Wow, amazing. And they teach you the process as well, the techniques and how to get certain certain results out when you're cooking.
Yeah.
Does it cover baking as well, or is it
Yes,
just
both
cooking
baking
stuff?
and continental and local dishes.
Baking, continental, local
Yeah.
dishes. So I think it's something you should actually consider if you're actually thinking of cooking
The
professionally, going to a proper culinary school.
The most interesting part is learning how to study your recipe so you can recreate recipe on your
Recreate,
own.
okay.
That's the most important thing. It's
Yes.
not just to go to the culinary school
Yeah.
and come out, but learn how to recreate recipe on your own,
Recipes.
which is very, very important because tomorrow you might have your own restaurants.
Yeah.
Also can ask you to create a menu card for
Okay.
particular restaurants, so,
Yes.
which is very, very important.
Okay, so
yeah.
they actually teach you all, even the business of owning a restaurant and all
Yeah,
of that.
yeah.
And so in the end, you could say it's actually worth it.
worth
Thank you
it.
so much, Chef Kazim. We're still coming back. By the time we're coming back to the kitchen, our food will be plated and ready to be devoured. So much more happening right here on Wake Up Nigeria. But we're going on a quick break. And when we come back, so much more to come.
Welcome back. Final segment here for a Wednesday. We are joined by power couple CJ and Oge Obasi. Now, CJ is a FRIF and AMVCA award winner. He cites comics and character development as his favorite pastime, which he learned to make money from at a very young age. And so today he joins us to tell us about his latest work and getting selected by Sundance Film Festival for his latest work, Mami Water. His wife also on the couch here with us, Oge Obasi, has a production experience spanning over a decade, having worked on TV and film productions. She is the producer on Mami Water alongside her husband, CJ. You guys are welcome.
Thank you very
You
much.
like the power couple thing that I said? Yeah, just don't go Will Smith on us. In any case, good to have you guys here. I'm going to go right into it. Mami Water. This is big because it is the very first indigenous movie to make it to Sundance. A lot of people might not know or understand the whole Sundance, thing we're carrying on our head, but it's a big deal, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
How did you feel being selected for it?
Oh man, I remember getting the email, and this was like around April. I was still doing post-production in Paris, and I remember just getting the email, and I was in my Airbnb, and I just sat on the floor. I can't remember how long I stayed before I remember, oh shit, I have to tell her. And then, I had to call her up and tell her. And we just laughed, and I don't know if we maybe cried or whatever. I don't know.
What do you stand to gain from this? I mean, being selected by Sundance, just so we get the full girth of the...
Oh, well, everything. Just so you know, Sundance has pretty much made the careers of filmmakers like Quentin Tarantino, Rodriguez.
You tell him.
Ryan Coogler.
Ryan Coogler, of the Black Panther fame. I mean, literally, people go from Sundance to the rest of their careers.
Wow.
So it's always been a dream for me to have a film there at Sundance.
Well, already congratulations. But okay, you're a producer for Mami Water. Let's talk about Mami Water now. What's the premise of Mami Water? Where was it filmed? What are we looking at here when we talk? Is it a full-length movie?
Yes, a feature film.
A feature film?
Yes, it was filmed in Benin Republic.
Oh.
Yes, and it's about a fishing community who worship Mami Water as their spiritual lead and all. And when an external element comes into this serene, peaceful, very idyllic community, there's chaos, and then two sisters have to, fight to get back their community.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting. So who are we looking forward to seeing in the movie? Any very familiar names in it, CJ?
Well, I don't know if they're super familiar, but I'll start with the legendary, to me, the legendary Rita Edochie.
Oh, okay.
And then there's Emeka Amakeze.
Kelechi Udegbe.
Kelechi Udegbe.
Okay, that's good.
And there's
Uzamaka.
Uzamaka Anyuno. And there's an Ivorian actress, Evelyn Ailey.
Okay. And the setting of the movie is Nigerian, or is it not Nigerian? This fishing community you talk about.
So the setting is West Africa.
West Africa.
Because we feel like the folklore or the mythology of Mami Water is not limited to only Nigeria. We've traveled across West Africa, and we found that that's one deity or one spirituality that links all of us in West Africa.
And it's called Mami Water across West
Exactly.
Africa.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Is Yemoja also an iteration of Mami Water?
Some would say, but I feel like Yemoja is specific to the Yoruba culture, and so it's there's a whole Orisha culture and spirituality around Yemoja, which is not quite the same as the belief system around Mami Water.
Oh, so this is looking like a very robust and big deal here, because I can imagine how this is going to be. It's Sundance, of course, so that makes it a very international platform for you guys. But then again, looking at Nollywood, as a producer yourself, first off, working from the Nollywood standpoint here, how do you see this as a billboard for the rest of the people in the Nollywood community, as the producer for Mami Water?
It's a huge billboard, and I'm really hoping that people are ready for this, because it's one of those opportunities that don't come every time.
Yeah, true.
And being the first time, it's a big bang, So I'm really hopeful that, people are ready to jump on it, because there's going to be more visibility for the Nigerian film industry. Usually we're known by a certain kind of film. Some would say that Nollywood has become a genre. So when you say Nollywood, they are not thinking of an industry. They are thinking of a particular look and feel, and that's it. And Nigeria is so much more than that.
Yeah.
As a people, we're so much more than one narrative. So I believe that this is an opportunity for us to be able to tell all kinds of stories and in all kinds of ways. So if you're not doing Nollywood as we know it, you have this opportunity to also explore the global audience. You know, there's a whole world out there to explore who are waiting to hear our stories. We have so many, you know, untold stories. So it's a very, very huge opportunity, I must say.
So the question I like to ask producers and directors is making back your money after putting in so much intellectual work, putting in so much money itself. How do you guys make that money back? Is it from sales of CDs? Is it from streaming? Is it from cinemas? You know, which is the most lucrative? Let me ask. Let me start by asking that, CJ.
Yeah,
Or do you want to take it? Okay.
I'll leave it.
Okay. So first of all, for me, lucrative is subjective and it's relative. And what I always ask anybody who tells me, you know, they want to produce a movie, I say, where do you want to go? Who is your audience? What do you want to do with this movie? You know, you don't go spending a huge budget if you're going straight to DVD, Nigerian audience DVD, not Blu-ray and all of that. You don't spend so much if you're maybe going straight to YouTube. So you have to know where you want to go, and that determines how you approach the execution. And then you have to also now say, okay, if I do this way, I'm hoping for this kind of returns. And this is what I'm trying to do to make sure that those returns actually happen. They're like practical steps. Of course, there's a lot that can go out of hand. I mean, COVID happened, nobody saw that coming. But as much as possible, like with Mami Water, we knew we had to go from outside in. It was, from the beginning, we knew that was what would happen.
How much did you spend putting it together? Do you want to tell?
No, not yet.
But it was big.
But it would, no, more than Nollywood big.
Oh, wow.
More than Nollywood, very much more than Nollywood big. But all that...
know, especially, you would be the right, but you're right. You'd be the right person to answer that question because, I mean, you did a zero-budget movie. Was it Ojuju?
Yes.
And then there was Old Town as well.
Yes.
When you say zero budget, do you actually mean zero budget?
Yes, we went in, we didn't have any money. The project basically kicked off on goodwill that had garnered over the years. And people said, your movie, your own, I'm going to come, you know. And even though at that point, I was like, okay, we don't have money, but I really want to pay everybody, even if it's ₦1. And it took me years.
Wow.
But the film generated some money. I was able to pay people.
Wow,
but really, going in, CJ and I together, we didn't have ₦2,000. We just said, we're going to make this movie. I fixed the date. I told him, I said, no matter what you hear, keep shooting. Even if you hear that, you know, someone is holding me by my shirt and
just keep the cameras rolling.
Keep the cameras rolling.
She's talking about Ojuju.
That's Ojuju, by the way. Yes.
Now, so for Mami Water, you guys obviously had a budget bigger than any than Nollywood. So if you put in all of that money and the whole Sundance platform and all of that, let's first of all explain how Sundance works. It's a competition. We've got 12 movies.
Yeah.
So if you win, then you get what exactly?
We've already won.
We've already won by
Sundance.
okay, so first of all, Sundance has a selection of over 14,000 like they have to pick from 14,000 submissions every year. And each competition takes not more than 12 films. So we are in the World Cinema Dramatic Competition. So literally, it had to be sieved from over 4,000 feature films from around the world to pick 12 films.
Of which you were among.
Of which Mami Water is among. So that's a win.
Have you covered your cost of production and all of that?
So the thing now is that all the markets, all the buyers, all the people who acquire films, the streamers, everybody comes to Sundance.
Wow.
So, it's like a market.
Exactly. So the idea is, because it is a showcase of the best, that's where we're going to buy movies. So you have to look at it as an investment. And this is really her area of expertise. I'm just there to direct.
You always like to pick.
But the thing is, like, just looking at it from because we own the company together, right? So, but from a holistic point of view, you have to look at it as an investment. That if you're making a certain kind of film and you're aiming for Sundance, you have to be willing to, to spend as much as you need to spend to get there, because that's the ultimate marketplace.
Wow.
You see what I'm
well,
saying?
congratulations. For
Thank
most
you
people
very
who are
much.
movie makers in Nigeria, it's like you guys are at the top right now. So what would you do to, like, upstage that yourself? You're in a competition with yourself now. What are we looking forward to?
I don't know if there's an upstage, so to speak, but what will happen definitely is that we are finally at that highest level of the marketplace where you can take our stories and then put it out to the world. We're talking the big league here. We're talking, I mean, if you make a Nigerian story on the level of Black Panther kind of budget, what more are you asking for, you know, get one?
It just made me woozy. Seriously.
Imagine how
there was one unique feature about...
Sorry to say, because the conversations are different now. Like the instances I gave you, people literally go from Sundance, like using Ryan Coogler as an example. He literally went from making his small indie film called Fruitvale Station to making Creed. And then from Creed he made Black Panther. So that's literally the trajectory that filmmakers who go to Sundance hope to achieve.
Okay, so there was one little factor you told me about Mami Wata that is going to wow everybody when I tell them that this movie is in black and white.
Yes.
Why? There's a few reasons. One is a very sentimental reason. Actually, two is a sentimental reason. The first sentimental reason would be that I grew up watching films in black and white. And I don't necessarily mean black and white films. I mean like literally on a black and white TV.
Television, yeah.
And that was because we used to have this color TV. I don't know if you know the old German TV called Grundig.
Grundig.
So we used to have the old Grundig color TV. And one day, lightning struck and destroyed it. So
you could only see it in black and white?
No, destroyed the TV and it was done. We couldn't get it fixed because it was in German. Everything was in German. Couldn't find an electrician to fix it. But we had a huge black and white TV, you know, these old types, the type you open.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
So that's what I grew up into. And that became my cinema. We never had a theatrical experience, but that became my theatrical
So that's an influence. Is another influence also the fact that you grew up watching plenty of horror movies?
Absolutely, absolutely. Like Evil Dead, for example, was probably my first memory of a movie.
Really?
And I saw that in black and white. Wow. So even till now, even though I must have seen the movie a dozen times since then in color, every time I try to remember Evil Dead or a scene in Evil Dead, I still see it in black and white. So that's the imagery that was imprinted in me when I was a kid. And that has stayed. So I have a very sentimental attachment to
I can see that. And you're sharing that with all of us. And that's going to be a very beautiful experience. I can't wait to see. I want to see.
He has a second reason.
Oh, yeah, the second one real quick, because we want to see a couple of shots from the movie. But what's the second reason real quick?
The second reason is this idea or this movie came to me more or less like a vision, right? So I found myself on the beach, and when I looked across the ocean, I saw who I thought or who I believed to be Mami Wata on the ocean, but she seemed to look through me. And when I turned, I saw that she was calling on a younger woman to come join her in the ocean. And every time I tell this story, I get goosebumps because it's still very vivid. It's still very crystal to me. But the entire thing was in black and white. Like I remember even just how contrasted the dark clouds in the horizon was in this thing. And so I wanted to recreate that.
Do you think you succeeded? 100%?
I think so. I think so.
Oh, fantastic. Well, hey.
Shout out to my DOP, Lily Suarez.
Congratulations, you two. Nobody's doing it quite like you two, Ogie and CJ. And I hope that many more awards and many more things to congratulate you guys about in the future. Don't go yet. Want to see a couple of the clips here, and then we're going to feed you guys because you must be hungry. Coming all the way from, where was that Airbnb again? Was it in Germany or Paris? They came all the way from Paris, guys. We'll have to feed them. So let's check out a couple of the clips, and then when we get back, we'll be inside of the kitchen with you two.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's check it out.
And it is not a negative connotation.
So I brought you guys friends from over the couch. What do you guys have for them?
So we have food for you. Welcome and great work on Mami was really, really nice. Seeing couples work together. Can you imagine what goes on behind the scenes?
Yes, like Reds and
Runway. We have, Mary, I told you, I've warned you. We have Chef Kazim here, right? He actually put this together for you guys. We'd love you to try it and let us know exactly what you think about it. Is that good?
Okay.
All right? Okay.
Help you there.
One for you. Water. And one for you.
Please again, let's have your feedback.
Yeah, tell us.
Go ahead.
If the production went well.
Oh, by the
if
way,
we win any awards.
I hear que vous parlez français, non?
Non.
On pause.
Un peu.
Show off.
Petit.
Petit.
Okay, let's see if that burst of flavor is gonna make you go into black and white mode.
Seriously, Maz.
Does it taste
Very
good?
awesome.
That's good.
Okay.
That's the word right there.
And I'm not a big rice person.
Wow.
You really like it.
This is good, huh?
So that's chicken rice. Well done, chef.
Chef,
Thank you so much.
Rice converts in the building.
We can add awesome to your
Line up.
Yeah. And speaking of the word awesome, it's been an awesome show today.
Indeed it has.
It's going to be an awesome week.
Yes.
I'll show you tomorrow.
It's been awesome having Mazino join the women.
Okay, with all the awesomeness going on in the studio, we should also say it's been awesome to know you've been watching. Thank you so much for being on the show today. Thank you, Mazino, for joining us on Wednesday.
Thank you very much. You
Yeah.
can I take a bow? Is there a camera that can
No,
take my bow?
we don't take bow. We cut it.
On your own.
Thank you so much. Be sure to join us again bright and early tomorrow, 7 a.m. sharp. Bye for now.
Bye-bye, everybody.